This is a software platform. This is what you'll be welcomed with. And over here to the top left, you will see the new project platform. Once you click on this drop down, the default project is usually 16:9, which is the YouTube setting. Okay, you can change it to Instagram 1:1, or to TikTok or Instagram TV, which is 9:16. And you can have Instagram and ultra wide and classic TV all together. You can just go ahead and use the default settings over here. But for now, I'm going to go with the new project. I'm going to go with the default one, which is 16:9, the YouTube setting. Over here, you can see the recent projects that you have worked on previously. I've worked on this project to edit some of my content, and to your top right, you can create, or you can open an existing project. If you've worked on a project before and you've saved it somewhere, you can just click on this to open it and then continue with your editings and so on. And down here at the top right here, also you have the gear icon. Once you click on this, you'll be exposed to the basic settings in Filmforth. So the first thing you need to notice is the language. Okay, you can change the language from here. You can change the other default video properties. For example, you can change the default video resolution. The default is 1080p. You can change it to however you want. You can go as far as 4K if you want. But for this case, I'm going to leave it to 1080p. And you can change the video quality, the bitrate. You can go from 9 megapixels, 9 Mbps down to 30 Mbps, which is the best. Okay, depending on your choice. I usually go for 30 frame rate per second, Mbps. Okay, and then the default frame rate, you can set it to, you can go from 24 to 60. Okay, but I usually go for 30, which is average and is quite fantastic. Down here, you can select the location. Okay, you can select the location that each video you edit is going to be saved. The default is this. You can change it if you want by just clicking on this folder icon, and then you can navigate to wherever you want to navigate and make the changes accordingly. So this is about the settings. Once you finish the setting up, you can just come all the way and create a new project. So clicking on new project over here will open a blank project canvas for you. So this is where you see all the project. By clicking on this, it's going to take you back to all the projects you have been working on. And over here, you have the preview canvas. This is the general preview canvas of Filmforth. And then you can have the other different, this is the timeline down here where you can add clips, photos, media, and everything you can bring in down here. So over here, you have a bunch of controls, which I will explain to us much later, how you can play around with them to have the best of experience. But to start with, let's try to import a video footage and then see how and what we can do with it. So to import a footage, you have two methods. You can come all the way here and say add video or photo clips, or you can drag and drop easily directly. For example, you can just drag this video and drop it in here and it's going to work for you just like that. Okay, so once you have it over here, dragged and dropped, you can see you have a bunch of tracks. This is the video and audio track, which is the first one. You can add another media if you want from here, from this plus sign, and you can see other tracks. For example, you have the music track down here. You can put in a music. This is the picture-in-picture track. You can put in pictures over here or other media as well. You can put in text over here. Later on, I will show you how to add text to Filmforth or to your video as you're working on it. And then down here, you can add subtitles. Much later, I will show you how I do add my subtitles in the video. Very nicely done. So for now, this is the general overview of the platform. Over here, you have the play and the forward icon. You can move right, you can go left, you can forward, right and left if you so wish, and you can move the playhead from here. Okay, either from here or you can come back over here and navigate accordingly. Within the timeline, you can move within the content very, very easily. So at the bottom over here, you have the project settings, which you have shown initially when we started. Then this is the edit settings. This is the edit tab. Okay, if you click on this, it's going to expose you to all the editing features. You can add different kind of media. You can split a media, you can trim, you can play around with the speed, you can increase or decrease the speed, the volume, you can detach audio if you want, and you can have a bunch of other effects over here. I will show you how to use all this. And you have the cropping option. You can crop a video or any media. You can crop, you can check out the motion effect. You can use transform. rotation, flipping, and many more. You got a lot of other things, freeze frames and duplicate a clip or a media. You can delete us as well, and then you can save the video at any given point when you are done. So for now, this is the edit button. Okay, you can go to the audio. When you click on audio, you have a range of other features as well. You can add audio directly, and it's going to go to the audio track, and you can split audio, trim, speed, increase, voice changer, and we'll see how to use them in a bit. You can equally come back and see the text button over here. Once you click on it, you have similar options. You can play around with the text. You can add text very easily, and you can split or start a text or set start and ending of text. Okay, and animations, you have animations, and you can duplicate as well as delete a text. You can come back also, and you can see the batch subtitles in cases when you are beginning to add subtitles. So you can add subtitles from here, and these are the formats that are supported in terms of subtitles. And these are presets. You can see the text presets. You can easily use any of them in your video subtitles. And you have fonts. You have different kind of fonts, different kind of editing features. You could bold, you could italize, you could underline, and do all sort of editings over here. You can add drop shadow, stroke, background to your text, and many more. Okay, you can always come back much later. I will show you how to use all this in detail. Then you have picture in picture, which is this second one, picture in picture. Okay, you click on this, and you can bring in picture as well into the media and do a lot of other things directly. And then lastly, we have the effects. Effects can give you the option to play around with so many effects within the video editing. Okay, you can see different kind of effects that you can just add as presets to change the entire look of your video. If you have any specific effect that you're trying to target, you can easily select any of the effects and apply it to your video with just a simple click. Okay, so this is about the general overview of the platform, what it is, and whatever you want to see. Much later, I'm going to show you how to use all of them in details. At any given point, you can always save and undo or redo any kind of action within the software. So the next thing we want to learn is how to do basic editing in Filmforth. The basic editing with the video clip that we've just uploaded over here. There are so many things you can do with the basic editing tool. So you can come all the way down here to edit button, and you can click on this, and you have a range of other things from here. You can add media like I've said, and you can split at any given point. So if you specify that you want to split at this point, all you need to do is to come over here and click on split, and it's going to split your clip into two, just like so, very easily. And the next thing is you can do trimming. You can trim from the edges. Okay, you can trim from the edges of any selected media. You can trim directly, easily, just like so. You can just easily trim from sides, and you can easily move the clips if you want. And as soon as you're done trimming, you can just all the way click on back, and you can see you can speed up the clip at any given point if you want. You can do all sort of things. You can play around with the volume. You can come over here and you can check on the speed. You can increase, this is by 1. You can double the speed, or you can triple it, or you can make it times 4 if you so wish, depending on how fast you want to make it. But I usually leave it at times 1, which is the normal one. You have the option also to play around with the volume. You have the volumes fade in and fade out. You have the entire volume, which is at 100%. If you want to reduce, you can reduce it in cases when you have a background music, or you want the audio function, the audio section of the clip to have lower volume. You can just reduce it very easily, or you can increase it accordingly. And you can play around with the initial part, which is the fade in. You can fade into this much second, and you can fade out as well to this much second if you want. If you don't want, you can leave it at 0. You can leave it also at 0. So the next thing is you can apply the effects on the clip, like I have explained. If you have any effect that you are targeting, you can easily apply it directly. For example, you can say you want to apply this Kelvin, and you can see it has changed everything in the clip. And then the next thing, you have transform. Transform also gives you the opportunity to play around with the position within the clip, and you can scale up or down at any given point. You can split and you can scale up or down. You can play around with rotation. You can see can rotate at an angle. You can always hit this. If you want to return back to default, you can always hit on this and you will be back to default. You can fit to screen and you can view full, or you can return rotate at any given point, and you can reset all with one click from here. So this transform, and this is the basic editing. You can do all this within just few clicks. So let me undo with Ctrl Z, so that we have the option to continue with our editing. So this is how to do basic editing on the clip. You can play around with the audio. You can bring in audio components in. We can insert audio. So for example, I click on audio and I want to add an audio. You can just click on add, and you can see you have add audio on your own, or you can have built-in music, or you can have voiceover if you have recorded somewhere, or you want to capture directly from your mic. You can do that as well from here. So let's say I have an audio that I want to bring in. You can just navigate. I have this audio, for example. I just bring it in and you can see it on the audio track. Okay, very easily and nicely prepared. On the audio clip, you can as well edit it based on the way, just like the way you have edited the video clip. For example, you can trim as well from the edges by just coming to trim, and you can move from the edges just like so. You can edit directly from the edges accordingly, and if you like, you can leave it. You can trim at any given point. You can increase or decrease the speed also of the audio, just like the way you increase that of the video as well. Next, you can play around with the voice changer. You have access to voice changer. You can use this software to change your voice directly, the voice that you've uploaded in the audio section. You can change it to different kind of readers, and you got to play with the volume as well. If you want to have that as a background, like I've explained, you can lower the volume, and then you can bring in the fade in and out durations accordingly as you so wish. So this is about audio editing, or bringing in audio and doing some basic editing within the Filmforth software. One last thing that I forgot to mention in the audio section is you can add in built-in music. Like I said, you can click on built-in music and you have a range of them, series of them that you can check, and you can check the kind of license they have. So in cases of copyright, you can check around as well. You have sound effects. You can see amazing sound effects, different one, and very many of them depending on what you want. You can just click to have a preview, and you can see this is the Creative Commons license. Okay, this is Creative Commons, and you can always click to hear the preview. All these licenses are free because they are Creative Commons licenses. The ones that are not so free, you can see them, so you can read about the type of license they have. So you don't just use any music on your video just like that. If you have starred any of them, you can just see these favorites over here. If you have made some to be your favorite, you can always find them over here and you can use them on your video content. So let's say we want to import a given sound effect from here. You can just select and just click come over here and say add. And it's going to add it to that particular video. So you can go back and you can see it over here. This is what you've added. Okay, another second track. You can move it if you want, or you can increase or decrease the length if you so wish. So this is what you've added, depending. If you want to move it to another location, you can as well do that. In cases when you want to bring in audio from the voiceover, you can as well do that. You can just come all the way to voiceover over here and you just click on voiceover, and you have to record the voiceover directly. Once you hit on this, you will start the recording very nicely. So you can see, welcome to Epic Mentorship. Welcome to my channel. Please remember to subscribe. You can always stop, and you can see it's been added to your video clip. So you can just come over here and you can see it over here. On any track, you can either mute or allow the track to be visible. You can mute this one and have a preview of what you've uploaded earlier on. So you can see, welcome to Epic Mentorship. Welcome to my channel. Please remember to subscribe. Alright, so this is basically how to bring in audio, different kind of audio into the at the editing panel or into the timeline so that you can proceed with the basic editing. All right, so now we are back to the main editing tab. Okay, you can see in the audio we have 3 audios, just like we have highlighted. We have imported 3 different audios. Now we can proceed to look at text. Okay, so let's look at text and what we can do with text in Filmforth. So you can add text directly by coming to this plot sign and add text. You can see a sample. Okay, we've added a sample text. You can double click on this, or you can just go ahead straight to edit text, and you can bring out the editing dialog over here. You can see the sample preview over here, and then you can come all the way here and write, "Welcome to my channel." So this is it. You can see the basic one. The default is white. You can change the coloration from here and make it blue, or you can make it any color of your choice. You can make it even gradient color, and let's make it deep blue, and you can come out of it. You can change the sizing over here by just selecting maybe 56 or 57 and hitting on enter. You can see it changes, and manually you can do the same thing as well. You can increase or decrease the size by just holding the H and dragging up or down, just like so, and you can hold it down and move the text as well to any direction of your choice. You can always double click to bring back the editing platform. This is the font details. You can also change the font style from here and select different kind of fonts. This is Myanmar fonts, and you can see the sizing. You can bold, you can italize if you want, and you can underline if you so wish as well. So all these features are as well available for you to play around with. So welcome to my channel. If you want to add any other feature, you can always double click. You can have a drop shadow if you want, so it pops out very nicely and clearly. You can see it popping out, and you can add a stroke if you want, and it makes it quite visible as well. You can see very nicely. You can always double click, and you can change the coloration of the other features. The thickness you can change, and you can add a background if you want, and can add the background and change the color of the background as well, so that it looks kind of fantastic. But I think I prefer to go without background. It makes it much more better and professional. So this is the fonts, this is the font properties, and the text dialog. You can always add and remove. You can check on the presets like I have explained. If you want to pick on any of the presets, you can go ahead and use it. For example, you can use this preset, and you can see it has just changed the text accordingly. You can increase the size, and if you want to go with these presets, it's nice, and you can just go ahead and change the color. So you can double click, come over to fonts, change the color from white to something like this, and or something like this that can easily stand out, or something like this that can easily stand out. I think I like this color, and you can see it very nicely done. So one thing you should pay attention to is the alignment. You can come down to alignment. You can align left, align center, align right. You can do all this if you so wish with your text. Depending on what kind of text you have, you can increase the line spacing as well as the text spacing over here. From here, you can increase the text spacing to maybe 5 or 4, and you can see it has just given the spacing an increase. So you can bring it back to 0, and it makes more sense now. You can always come to speech balloon over here, and you can add a call out to your text. Okay, you can bring in a call out, and very easily it will look much more professional and clearer. So this is about text, how to add text, and you can also come and see the animations of text over here. You can add animation to the text by just clicking on animation, and you have a series of different kind of animations. So the first thing you need to pay attention to when it comes to adding animation to text is you have the entrance effect, you have the exit effect, and you have the emphasis effect. So this is just like the name implies. At the entrance, what do you want the text to look like, or what do you want it to do? Look at the show characters, the show fade in, and you can see the other features as well. So you have something like this, it will just wipe in. You can see it. So this is just like a preview of how the text is going to come in, just like this, very easily, very nicely. And you can have wave bounds as well. You can see the looks of the text, and then you can have slide right if you want. You can see it slides right, or you can see it slide from bottom, slide button. Okay, you can see it. Slide left, you can check on all these, and you have the other features also. You can rotate from bottom as well, just like so, or you can zoom in very nicely and professionally. So you can just click. You can see how it zooms in. So this is the entrance. You can do that as well in the exit. In the exit, you can play around with the duration. Right now it's set to 2 seconds. The duration of the animation is set to 2 seconds. You can increase or decrease depending on how long you want the text to remain on the track. So just like so, you can specify the exit as well the same way. You have different kind of animation features that you can easily select. You can set it. I usually set it to zoom out, and very easily and fantastically it's going to zoom out just like so, very nicely. You can see the emphasis. What do you want the text to do after it has come in? What do you want it to do before it goes out? It could revolve, it could do wiper, it could roll, it could flip, you could do 3D effects as well. You can just click on this and you can see the sample of it. You can see. Yeah, you can see, very nicely done. So you could select from all this range the emphasis. What do you want the text to do? What do you want it to do at the end? How do you want it to enter, and how do you want it to exit? Very nicely, and you can play around with the different features as well from here. So this is about text and how to add text and animations to the text very, very easily and fantastically. Another thing you need to pay attention to is you can easily see the location of the text. If you want to move it somewhere, you have to just move it directly, just like so. You drag it and you bring the end point over here. So you can see it is now here. If you want to bring in another text of similar effect or of similar property, you can always duplicate this one and you can see it in the next track. Okay, you can also increase or decrease the length of at which you want it to stay on track. If you want to double click and change the properties as well, you can change that. For example, you may change please remember to subscribe. Okay, you may change the text and you may use other features as well. And then you may want to change the animation. For example, the entrance, I may want it to just slide right, and the exit should just be slide button, and then the emphasis to be none, for example. So you can go back to the text and you can see the text over here. So once you start to play, you will notice the effects that you've just given it. So let's make it a bit shorter so you can see the effect that we just talked about.
Sketch, snipping tool, Microsoft Whiteboard, Math Solver, and very more. For best experience in this course.
Okay, so fantastically done. So this is how to bring in text and play around with the features. If you want to add anyone, you can add. If you want to bring in, if you want to set an end and set a starting point, this is the end point. You can set it here. For example, you can bring it over here and say set an end point. You can see it quickly moves on. Or if you want to set a starting point, you can come all the way here. If you want it to start from here, you click on set start and you can see it moves perfectly to that location. So this is very, very nicely done and prepared. So you can always delete any text at any given point if you want. You want to add a new text, fresh text, you can just click on add and you can go ahead and edit the properties accordingly. Edit the text. The default is this. You can make it thank you, for example, and you can check on the presets, or you can check on this one. And you can come back to the font, play around with the different features and make it bold, play around with the stroke. You can have a drop shadow, have color background if you want, and many more. And then you back to this. If you want to put in animations to this as well, you can easily double click, set an in point, set a start from there, and then you can maybe move your clip to this point, and you want it to set an end from here. You can see it quickly moves. You can play around with the animations as well. You can give it an entrance effect. Okay, you can give it an exit effect, slide button, and then you can always come back. Okay, you can see very nicely prepared. So this is about text and how to move it and how to bring in text, add animations to it. You can always come back to the main editing tab and you can see the text over here. At any given point, if you want to edit further, you just need to double click and you'll be back to the text editing feature. The next thing that I want to share with you is how to use picture-in-picture in Filmforth. So to do that, all you need to do is to come to picture-in-picture and to bring you over here. So you're free to bring in picture. You can just click to add picture. You can add video and photo clips over here. If you want to add other pictures, you can add pictures, or you can add built-in stickers. If you want, there are a bunch of stickers over here. You can add them according to your stories, according to your message. You can easily bring in these stickers. They are available for you free of charge. You can check out emotions if you want to bring in different kind of emotions. If you want to bring in shapes, you can have different kind of shapes that you can easily bring into your media. You can have text containers, and these are just like call outs that you can add in your video very nicely. So select any of them to bring in. Let's say I'm bringing this one, and you can see the location. You can set the starting point, and you can set the exit point or the end point as well very nicely, just like the way we have explained with the text and video effect. You can add animations as well to this. You can add chroma key, and you can add opacity and flipping effect also if you want. You can add the chroma key opacity. You can increase or decrease the visibility very nicely, and you can put in animations also, like we have explained how it is going to come in and how it's going to exit and what happens in between. So this is how to bring in picture in picture. You can add other things, like for example, you say add a picture. Now we have added a built-in sticker. We can add GIFs and stickers as well. You can connect to the internet and you have access to all these GIFs and stickers. Once you are connected with the internet, you can also as well have this connection. You can add other pictures if you have them located on your PC. For example, I have this picture of mine that I want to bring in. This one, you can just select, click on open, and it's just brought it in very nicely and fast. You just specify the intro point or the point you want it to start, the start point. Set this as the starting point, and you can just come over here and set this as the end point. And this is the picture that we've just brought in. So you're free to manually just increase it to serve as a B-roll or something like that. You can easily drag and drop it and drag and open it so it becomes very, very visible. You can as well play around with it to increase it further so it filled up the canvas. Okay, if you want to fill the canvas, you can do that as well. So you can just have it clearly filled up just like so. So this is how to bring in the picture. You can play around with the effects. You can change the effects to any of them. You can just change based on your selection. You can add animations as well, how the picture is going to come in and what happens during the this is the entrance. Yeah, very nicely. And then this is the exit. You may want it to zoom out, and you can see the sample.
A few moments.
Okay, so very nicely done. And you can see the emphasis. You want to define emphasis, what the picture should do. You can do that very nicely. Just select.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rashid, and in this course, I have covered key applications that you require to boost your productivity and experience.
Okay, so this is it, how to play around with the picture. You can duplicate this as well if you want. You can flip it. Okay, you can flip it around. You can increase or decrease the opacity just like so. You can make it very faint, and you can increase it to full opacity. Okay, so it's all up to you. You can add chroma key if you want to. If you have a green screen, you can set it, and you can remove or increase or decrease the tolerance when you have a green screen. In any case, you want to remove the background, you can do that as well from here. So you have the duplicate option. You can duplicate this and you can delete at any given point. So this is basically it. You can split at any point as well. This is one of the editing feature. You can split the image as well, just like so. So we have two images separated very nicely. So this is how to add picture in picture within a particular video. If you want to have, if you equally have a talking show, or you have a talking head, you can easily bring that and minimize it as you explain the concept accordingly through the video. Very easily you can bring that. So the next thing is subtitles. How do we add subtitles to our video? Very nicely, you can do that. So all you need to do is to click the subtitle button over here, and it will bring you into the subtitle feature. You can have the captions down here. You can add from the current frame. If you want to add from an existing frame, you can either easily do that, or you can import the subtitle file very easily with these formats, .ass, .srt, or IRC format. If you import in any of these formats, you can easily follow around and edit accordingly. So for example, you can hear the music, the content, and you can go ahead and add the subtitle accordingly. So let's hear it one more time.
Microsoft Office is a set of interrelated desktop applications.
So you can just click on this if you want to do it manually from this point, for example, to these 7 seconds. It's from 4 to 7 seconds. You can easily add the text. So let's hear that one more time.
Microsoft Office is a set of interrelated desktop applications.
Microsoft applications is a set of interrelated desktop applications. All right, so you can delete if you want, and you can add others. You can add from the current frame. From this point, you can add another subtitle. So what I usually do is, you can do it manually if you want. You can do this, and you can say from 00. Okay, from 00, right, to the 7 second, from 00 to 7 seconds. This is the end. This is its starting point. This is the end point. Let's say this one, you can see it's quite much, but you can just make it smaller. So you can just 00, this is 430, so you can just bring in this one, and you can make this one 30. Okay, so this 00 to 430, just like so, we have it here, and you can just click to add another one. So you can have from 430 to another one. So let's say you just listen to it and go ahead.
Servers, services, collectively.
Okay, servers, services. So you just have services collectively. So this is just an example. Once you reach here, you can as well keep adding the text, or the easiest is to go ahead and bring in as subtitles. So usually what I used to do is I do use the Google subtitles, or I used to import on YouTube and then export the transcript. Or additionally, you can come to your browser and just go ahead and do convert audio to text. Okay, transcribe audio to a text. You can just click on this. You can just go ahead and convert audio to text. You can bring in the audio, or you can just directly play the audio from the background, and it's going to convert it to a text for you, and then you can download and import it very nicely. So you just have to sign up, and you can use that with Google as well, and you can do that very fantastically. I've used it before and it's very nice. So this is how to add the subtitles. You can see the preview over here, and you can always come back to have a preview of the subtitle. You can increase the size, or you can change the preset. You can use any preset of your choice. For example, you can go with something like this, and you can change the font style as well as the duration. You can use the black color, just like we've explained. You can use black or green color, or you can just go ahead and use any color of your choice. Let's say we use the black color, and you can see it very clearly. You can add stroke to it, and you can add colors to it, to background, just like we've explained in the other case. So this is your text or your subtitles. You can easily play around with it. So this is basically how to add subtitles into your Filmforth software. You can import, like I said, also in these formats, and easily synchronize accordingly to what you are seeing. The last thing we didn't touch is the effect, which we have shown also how to add it. You can also click to add the effects like we have explained. And once you're done, you can just come back. The very last thing that I want to show us is how to save. You can just save directly from here, and it's going to save it directly. Once you click on Ctrl S, or you click on this, it's going to save. You can undo and redo, just like I've explained. Once you're done, you can have this plus and minus sign to view, or to increase or decrease, to view more details in the video or in the clip. You can see more details as you move accordingly very nicely. And let's say, assuming you are done with the video editing, you have done the the editing, the basic editing. You've done all the editings, you've added the audio, and you've added the text and the subtitles, the picture in picture. You've done all that. The last thing that you may want to learn is how to render the project and export it. So to render the project and export your video, all you need to do is to come to save video down here. Once you click on save video, you can just come all the way here and specify the video resolution like we've specified earlier, 1920 by 1080, which is usually the best. And the video quality, we've specified this at the beginning, which is 30 frame rate per second, and that in the bit rate. And you can specify the output size. This is a suggestion of the output size. This is going to be like 277 megabyte, and the frame rate is 30. You can export directly, or you can export with watermark. To export with watermark, which means you've not liked their Facebook page. Once you like their Facebook page and get back here, you can export anything without watermark, and it's free and open source, easy to use and reuse and share. Okay, so once you're done, you can just go ahead and click on save. Specify location. You've already specified location at the time we've started. You can show audio settings also from here, the audio quality and sample rate, which are default. I don't change any of these. So once you're certain and comfortable with all these, you can just click on save, and it's going to start the rendering process. Specify the location where you want to save it. Assuming I want to save it here, I can make it intro 1. Okay, 1, 2, and then you can just go ahead and save it. You can see the exporting process have just started. It's quite fast, and it takes some little time to finish the exporting. So once it's finished, you have a video rendered and you can use it for your content. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. If you like this video, or if you enjoyed anything at all, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to always hit the subscribe and notification buttons to stay connected to this channel for more of our very useful videos. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.